Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a review on a Bible that is done by Church Bible Publishers. So there is their address, phone number, and website. And then on the back, on the left-hand side here, it tells us some of the Bibles that they do. And then we've got this Uniquely Yours on the right-hand side. If you've never read that, hit pause and take a second to read that. Alright, so this is the box that the Bible comes in. We've got a little Made in the USA decal on there. This one happens to be the Patriotic Limited. So this is going to be the Midsize Center Column Reference Bible, which would be basically the Turquoise. And this is the Limited Patriotic Edition, which is in the Blue Roma Goatskin. This one measures out at 9 7/8 inches tall, 6 7/8 inches wide. And if you measure the block, it's 1.5 inches, but if we measure down here at the spine, it's 1 3/4 inches. So we've got blue and white head and tail bands, really pretty red, white, and blue ribbons, and then the silver gilding on this one is just absolutely gorgeous. They have some of the best gilding that I've ever seen. So on our cover, it is the Blue Roma Goatskin. We can see just on the inside of the perimeter, we do have a nice tool line that goes all the way around. It does have a really nice grain pattern on it. The color is a little bit hard to pick up on the camera, but it's such a super soft cover. It's really nice. On our spine, we've got Holy Bible, Authorized King James, and CBP. And then we've got 5 raised ribs that look really nice, the way that those are tooled in there. And the stamping on there is really pretty. On the inside, we're going to have a black cowhide liner. And this is such a soft cover. If you could feel it through the camera, that would be awesome. So nice thick piece of leather. The grain pattern on that cowhide just looks really nice. And you can just kind of tell how soft that is. Just has such a nice feel. And the way that they seam those two leathers together, on some sections you can barely feel it, but a lot of them you can't really even hardly feel it. They've done a really nice job on the corners. So yeah, check out the grain on that. That's just awesome. So this one is done by U.S.A. Leather. So we've got Roma Goatskin and then the cowhide liner. But just a gorgeous cover. So this one is going to be edge lined. We can see that line there. So this liner is going to be tabbed up onto the block. We're going to have a few pages of blank cardstock, so if you'd like to take notes in the front of your Bible. Then we're going to get into our presentation pages. One nice thing that we can see is it is laying flat for us, and we're not even into the actual Bible yet. So we're going to have our presentation page, the family records pages. So we're going to have a page for children, 2 pages for marriages, 1 for grandchildren, and 1 for deaths. One thing we can see here is the stitching. So it does have a nice sewn binding. So here's our title page. And Church Bible Publishers, all they do is King James Bibles. So if you love the King James, you definitely want to check out their website. So there's the item number, their website, and their phone number. They are a ministry. They sell their Bibles at cost. So you can get a really good quality Bible at an affordable price. So we're going to have the epistle dedicatory. Then we've got a few pages of the translators to the reader. So that's going to span several pages. Then we're going to get into the Bible itself. So we're going to have the names and order of all of the books. Then we'll have the table of all the signs used, and then we get into the biblical text. So this one, they being the Midsize Center Column Reference Bible, we are going to have a double column format. All of our references in the center column. It is going to be verse by verse. So I'll get you up closer. So nice bold print. The font on this one is an 11-point font. So it is very readable. The camera picks up a little more ghosting than what I see to the naked eye. If I can get that from flipping closed on me. But it does have a really nice print. This one is a self-pronouncing text. So let me get you a close-up shot of that. So there's a self-pronouncing. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into this so that it doesn't want to flip closed on me. Then we'll get you a better shot of the font. So nice, dark, bold font on our outer margins. We're going to have a 3/4 of an inch, so you do have some space for notes. And if you wanted to add more references, there is additional space in the center column, so you can always add some more there as well. As far as our other margins, the top, bottom, and the inner margins, those are all going to be a 1/2 inch. One thing that's unique to the turquoise, so we're in Deuteronomy. We've got chapter 6 there, and then off to the right we can see that number 159. So that tells us that Deuteronomy chapter 6 is the 159th chapter in the Bible. So I think that's kind of neat. So if you're reading through the Bible and you're doing a cover to cover and you're kind of feeling discouraged, you can always look, see where you're at, and it might make you feel better that you can say, hey, I've read 260 chapters already. So I think that's kind of neat. So we've got our first ribbon, which is going to be a red ribbon, double satin. They are the wider ribbons, plus they are longer. In fact, let me see if I can get that in the shot. So look how long that ribbon is, which is really nice. I'd much rather have longer ribbons than ones that are too short and that are just not long enough to use. So we do have the 3, so we've got our red, white, and blue, hence the Patriotic edition. So I think that is really nice. Church just does a great job on all of their Bibles. But these 3 ribbons on this with the silver gilding, and so it kind of has like a gray on the art gilding, and it looks really nice. I don't know if the camera picks up that or not, but to the naked eye it looks really good. Then we're going to get into our New Testament and check out the red letter. So they do have a nice shade of red. It's not too bright. It could be just a hair darker, but at least it's not a burn your eyeballs red like some Bibles have. So this one is readable and doesn't bother my eyes when I do read a red letter from church. This Bible is not mine. This one is going back to them. They just basically loaned it to me to do a review on, to share it with you guys. So we get to the end of Revelation. We can see that we do have red letter all the way through to the end. So I do like that. Then we're going to get into the Concordance. So one other thing that I forgot to mention. So when we get into the New Testament, the page numbers do start over again. So I do kind of like the way that they do that. And then they do number the pages in the Concordance. So that's nice as well. So in the Concordance, we still have the nice bold print. They've got the words done in bold. So still easy on the eyes. You do get some ghosting, but it's not enough to complain about. So there's the thickness of our Concordance. And then we get into our notebook paper. So we are going to have some pages for notes. So that is nice to have some pages here for notes. So if you wanted to keep your notes straight, you could just take a piece of lined paper, put that behind there, and you can see that well enough to be able to keep your notes nice and straight. So on these pages, there's going to be 11. So if you counted front and back, then that'll give you 22 pages for the notes. Then we're going to get into our Bible maps. We've got the list of all the maps, and then we've got the map index. And then we get into the maps themselves. So they are done on a thicker cardstock, but it's not glossy. It is just a matte finish, so I do like that. On our maps, we are going to have 15 full color maps. So with it being a matte finish and having the border around it, you could still take some notes on here if you wanted to, if you're one that notes on your maps. And then we're going to have some more blank pages of cardstock in the back. So you really do have good note-taking space in this particular Bible. But just a really beautiful edition with the Patriotic, with the red, white, and blue. See if I can get that a little bit better so you can see those next to each other. So the red, white, and blue ribbons against that blue Roma Goatskin just looks really nice with the raised ribs. The liner in this one is absolutely beautiful. So if you like this Bible, you want to get one while you can, because like I said before, it is a limited edition. So who knows how long they'll be having it until they sell out, basically. So there's their information there. And if you're, by the time you see this video, if it's not when I first posted it and this Bible's long gone, you can get them in, you can get just a basic type one in an iron calfskin, which is the 2 ribbons, and have that same text block as well. So that is an option as well. They offer Bibles in iron calfskin, lambskin, a top grain cowhide, and a water buffalo. So lots of different options for you. So there is one more shot of their information. And again, this one has been the limited Patriotic edition in the Roma Goatskin. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.